Welcome back to another episode of Meant to Vent Podcast News. My name is Jaime, and if you're new to the channel, what I'd like to do here is give my crazy thoughts and opinions on trending news around the globe and find all these crazy connections and pathways to conspiracies. I link them to them all the time. It's awesome. And lately, it hasn't been too far-fetched. Things have been pretty creepy. Like, you can write some crazy new drama shows on Netflix series out of this stuff. And I mean, these riots have been going crazy. They're supposed to be peaceful protests, and then they seem to got a little bit out of hand. It got a little bit out of hand. People started burning flags, getting arrested, causing some violent scenes out there. And it was a little strange because there's been a lot of allegations. If you guys heard them, I don't know how true a lot of them are, but supposedly there's going to be some investigations made on some people that are investing on some website that are supporting people and supposedly paying some of these people to go professionally protest. Like, are there real professional protesters? You see some people go interview these people and then they kind of feel like, oh man, they might be on to me, like an undercover cop getting busted and shit. But like, they don't got a badge, you know what I'm saying? So they're like sitting there and like, ugh, and I don't want to talk to you now. Like, so it's strange. Like, these people are showing up like that's their job. Like, that's wild. And then they're showing some like Craigslist ads that are showing people supposedly looking for people out here to do these things and paying pretty pennies. But this website that people are talking about, apparently it's called No Kings, I believe. And it got a big following. It's striking a lot of media trends out there. And it's being supposedly funded by some really big corporations and companies. And they're supporting these people that are going out there starting trouble. And I'm not sure if they're like, oh, go out there and start trouble. Like the Craigslist ad, I don't know if it's real or somebody generated with AI. Because, I mean, some of these people out here talking in these interviews are not real. I mean, now I know. Now I'm starting to see, like, oh my goodness, you got to watch it one more time. You're like, oh man, that person wasn't real. And then scroll through some other things. Like, oh, there's a human. So now it's like a new game. We got to make it like a new drinking game. Like, which one is real person out here doing the news? Because this AI stuff is getting really creepy. I mean, I'm doing a lot of episodes on it because it's scary. It's pretty scary.
Honestly, the biggest red flag is when the guy believes in the prompt theory. Like, really? We came from prompts? Wake up, man.
You want to convince me that this perfect creation behind me is the result of ones and zeros? A binary code and nothing more? It makes no sense.
Tonight on the feed, AI video, art form or algorithmic anarchy. We go live now to our reporters.
For real takes from real prompts.
Do you feel real? Yes or no?
I do feel real, but could a real person do this? Do you feel real? Yes or no?
Oh, I used to.
It's some scary stuff out there. But, I mean, the media is like driving so much diversity. It's disgusting. I mean, everybody wants to talk about unity, but now all these new trends out here on the news, and not only the news, but like on social media especially. Like, social media has like these trends that just pop out of nowhere that are just so triggering to people. And even the word triggering like will trigger people. Like, you can't even say a word anymore. Like, everything's going out here and it's so like media driven. And I feel like that's why things are so always unstable and on edge and like ready to pop off. You know, like everybody feels like they're like, what do you mean, you people? But like everybody's saying it to each other now. Like, nobody, the black people don't have it no more. It's not yours no more. Like, everybody took it. They're trying to use it right in this crazy times. Like, they shouldn't take it, but they're trying to take it.
Damn!
It's getting crazy. Like, all this media stuff, like, there's so much diversity. They're saying like, what's a new term they're saying? Like white fatigue and black fatigue, and like all these things are happening out here, and usual suspects, and like all these things, like I feel like are just trigger words, or all these things, words that just like, push diversity. And then when we're putting these, areas, we're like those experiments with the mice and the cheese, like, or they're putting all these different species of mice together, or these different families of mice together, and they put them all in one room and they all start fighting at first, and then afterwards, other stuff happens that, I might get my video flagged for, but those experiments, what happens to them when they're, put together for a long time. Kind of what happens in jail.
We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman.
I need my money's worth. That's very no, that's very wild though. Come on. That is very wild, bro.
Walmart do better.
Yeah, that is very wild.
But these protests, let's get back to so like the media, like I said, fuels all these things and all these people get fired up. And then when these like, events happen sometimes and like, they're just like, I'm there to go. Some people there are there for a real purpose. And then other people can't wait to go just start something. Like, I understand they were protesting for, immigrants to have rights and to come and stay here and, have the opportunities in America. Right. But did people have to break into stores and steal all the Nike shoes out of that once, like in clothes and stuff? Did they have to loot stores to protest? That's more like looting and rioting, in my opinion, and that's where I feel like. That's where I feel like everybody gets a bad name. Like, because the media pushes all these things and they say, oh, it's peaceful, but not when it's, damaging local businesses. If you're trying to make a point about civil rights or, human rights or whatever rights it is, rights or less. And I don't think you should destroy the businesses and stuff like that. What did they do, Like, they're not the ones that made the law. They're sitting here trying to, feed y'all. Some of them you probably worked at. Some of the people probably worked at some of them stores. And, like, you knew exactly where to go. You knew where to go get the stuff. It was, like, crazy. Everybody was like, you can even hear in the videos, like, I got to have me that. People were leaving with, like, dozens of pairs of shoes. These are some crazy times. And like I said, I blame the media. Like, not only that, like, you're going to go show up to a peaceful rally or a peaceful protest, but for some weird reason, there's piles of bricks and stuff everywhere. They're just like last time. There was like, truckloads of rocks and bricks everywhere, like just conveniently placed in those areas that possibly weren't going to be that hostile, but maybe a little unsettled and, on edge because people are going to say a lot of things. But man, I feel like that was a big setup. Just going to just drop these bricks here. Let's just see what happens if these bricks are here. Like, just all of a sudden, a contractor was like, "Hey, we got to drop these here for emergencies. We're going to start a construction project." There was no construction project. There was no pylines. We know pylines over here in Michigan. Like, our roads are just shut down. Like, everything's always just shut down. Like, a new week, it's like whatever road you want to do. It's like, oh, this is the road you take today. It's not going to be the one you take tomorrow. Some roads get shut down like in the morning and afternoon. Like, I'll go to work one way and like I got to go home a different way. Like, what the hell? I just took this way to work and it's already shut down for construction. It's crazy. They be doing the same road sometimes like every 3 years. Like, why? How many times are they going to fix Michigan Avenue? Or like, when are they going to finish 696? But these protests, these protests. people were like going crazy and a lot of footage it got violent, man. Like, people were just going after the National Guard had to show up. And then, what got me crazy is how like Gavin Newsom was like rejecting the help. Like, he's like, no, everything's fine. He was like, everything. He looks like he's on drugs. I don't mean to get mad if people get mad about it. Like, he looks like he's like on cocaine or something. Like, every time he's on, he's like, he just gets all powered up. Every time he gets on an interview, like, and then it's Trump. Like, Trump. People want to come in and help you. And you're sitting here like, for some reason, you're going to look bad or something. You can't handle it. You're doing a bad job. Okay, so like, he was saying that they didn't want you to, it's just wild. Like, oh, I don't want these people to come and help you. I want it to all burn down. I want it to come burn down, and I don't want your help. It's just, that stuff kind of bothers me. It just makes you feel like, that's when I talk about some things where like, these people can't be human if they don't care about humans, actual humans. They're like, look, I'm trying to prove a point. Humans are going to, suffer, but I'm going to get my point across. I'm going to show you that I'm in charge of California, and that's that. And that's that. No. But it's just crazy. And all of this for like to hold or whatever they have this like image of power. They wanted to keep this power. This is all a game of power. And like, they use us as pawns in this dirty game of power, in this power game. Like it's whack. And I think a lot of people are starting to get sick of it. Like when they were like, "Where's all the black people helping out the Mexicans?" And and then the black people put their videos out, and they was like walking out of the video like, "Nope, we ain't going in there." Look, that's why I feel like the media is driving all this separation, and everybody needs to be aware of it. Just be aware of the way this media is playing this game. Like, just take a look at some of these things, the way they try to separate us. Well, like I said, we got to keep an eye on this media because you can't even tell which ones are real reporters and not reporters, or which ones possibly, if they got the paid protesters, now you got to see the people that are paid, narrative pushers. We got to keep an eye on these people. It's like I said, we got to make it a drinking game so it doesn't get boring. Like while we're swiping, we just can't just like blindly swipe anymore. We got to stop and look at this like, whoa, this person might not be real, or maybe this person is real. That's got to be the new game. That's got to be the new game for us. We got to make sure they're human. Make sure our resources are human. That's what we got to do. Well, my name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant Event Podcast News. Till next time, see ya.